Just because I'm wearing the flag doesn't mean I represent everything that's going on in the U.S.
Sage, do you happen to have a story about some people who are very famous doing the coolest things in the world for the Olympics that maybe are acting a little hypocritical themselves?
I don't know what you'd be talking about. To what would you be referring
Do
with
you
Rubin?
do you possibly have something about someone who might be in Italy right now wearing an American flag who's making all sorts of comments about America?
Wait, which one?
I don't know. I'm handing it to you
There's a
rather
couple.
gently.
Yes. Yeah. Hello, take it. No, there's a couple. And Dave, I think you know this about me. I think when we first met up, we were talking about the sports career that I had, like the whole reason I wanted to become a sportscaster, it began, yes, with football, basketball, but watching the Olympics. Like to me, the Olympics are everything. And yes, that has something to do with being an army kid and living in different bases across the globe and how it brings everybody together. So that said, yeah, there's things being discussed and in fairness asked of American athletes while on the podium, while addressing the media that have really nothing to do with sports. And in particular, we're going to start with Hunter Hess. He is a freestyle skier, an American freestyle skier, and he was asked about representing the United States at the Olympics during these crazy times. Take a look.
It brings up mixed emotions to represent the U.S. right now, I think. It's a little hard. There's obviously a lot going on that I'm not the biggest fan of, and I think a lot of people aren't. If it aligns with my moral values, I feel like I'm representing it. Just because I'm wearing the flag doesn't mean I represent everything that's going on in the U.S. So yeah, I just kind of want to do it for my friends and my family and the people that support me getting here.
And then that became a little bit of a firestorm. You know, the fact that he said, just because you wear the flag doesn't mean that you agree with everything that's going on. I actually agree with that.
Well, that right. That's not the part that is upsetting. Of course, nobody agrees with anyone or any nation state or anything 100%. That doesn't
Right.
exist. Well, maybe in North Korea, but that's it.
Maybe in North Korea. But
Yeah.
I'm just going to do this for my friends and for my family. And that's really it. And then, of course, he got called out by Donald Trump in a really big way, in a way that really only Donald Trump can do, it seems, right? And so I want to show his Instagram follow-up to it, and we can break it down just to show what he posted himself, Hunter Hess. I'll read it for you if you can't see. Love my country. There's so much that is great about America, but there are always things that could be better. One of the many things that makes this country so amazing is that we have the right and the freedom to point that out. The best part of the Olympics is that it brings people together. And when so many of us are divided, we need that more than ever. I cannot wait to represent Team USA next week when I compete. Thanks to everyone for their support. So he went on and he tried to clarify those comments. And again, he's asked questions and he's answering and he's giving his opinion. And he has a right to do that. To me, everything changes when you do wear that flag. The Olympics are different from everything, from talking about the Super Bowl, from talking about anything. World Cup is the only thing that really I think you can kind of compare because you're representing your country there too, but nothing's bigger than the Olympic Games. And people were upset at Hunter's hesitation to go all in on the U.S. and representing us. What do you think?
There's so much here. First off, I'm really curious. I actually don't know the answer to this. Maybe you do. Does this happen with any other country? Are there Canadian athletes that are up at in Italy right now complaining about things that are happening in Canada and being asked about all of that? Are there
Yeah.
literally from any country on earth? Are they Iranian skiers? I doubt they have a team, but you get my point. Like, is this happening, or does this only happen with Americans everywhere that they feel the need or are subjected to these questions about their love of their country or anything else? Look, what he said was not the worst thing ever.
Right.
Okay. We both agree on the first part. Of course, you're allowed to criticize and everything else. And that is the beauty of freedom. And that's why freedom is messy and all that stuff. To me, it was the secondary part where then he was basically like, so because of that, I'm only doing it for me, my family, and my friends or whatever. And it's like, dude, the country is way more important than you, your family, and your friends. You want to criticize Trump for ICE, you could still say, but I come from a country that has opened more doors for more people and made freedom a bigger thing than anyone could have imagined ever. And we are only in our 250th year. And it's like there were so many ways to do it. The backtrack, okay, we've been through enough apologies, so it's kind of standard backtrack stuff. But I would say something else, more on the sports side of this, which is I don't know how many people are paying attention anymore.
Uh,
I did not, until about a week and a half ago, I did not even realize it was the Olympics. And I
Olympic year.
did you see any, you're a sports girl, but did you see anything from the opening ceremony? I still have
Yeah.
not. I still
No,
have not. How is that possible?
no, I haven't either. That's what's hard with time zones, et cetera, right? Because it happened, 12 hours ahead of us. And no, was Italy 6, 8?
Yes, 6 or
Uh,
8, but either way, still you'd think on Twitter we would have seen something. I have not seen anything.
True, but I do think it's different Winter Olympics versus summer. It isn't nearly as popular. But yeah, I first of all, I think that we need to remember what you said, which is who else from other countries, which athletes are having to face these questions. Maybe the worst part is that the questions are being asked by our own people, by
Right.
American journalists for the most part, which again, journalism is dead in America. So that shouldn't even bother us at all.